have any more? All right, well, when Paul asked me to speak, he said, oh yeah, just come up and say whatever you want. You got an hour, see you go. So I was like, all right. Tony Dominguez, it's my 31st year at Western Washington University. So a lot of battles with SFU and all the different coaches. 17 years as an assistant coach. I don't know, a lot of you might know or not know, but Coach Jackson was there for a long time. Coach Jackson was a mentor of mine, was a very, very good coach. The best thing about him is he gave me a lot of responsibility my last 10 years of my tenure with him as an assistant. And as I'm learning, as I'm growing, because I'm kind of a control freak, what a gift that was. He's an amazing guy. At the end of our time, I was tired of being an assistant coach. We recruited a lot of All-Americans. We've won a lot of league titles, went to the NCAA tournament. In Division II, if you are the best in the West, you get to host the NCAA tournament. We had done that a lot. So I was kind of tired of being an assistant. Some of you might know that feeling. I said to my wife, I think this will be the last year. Not this year, when I was in my 16th year. She said, well, let's stick it out one more year, see what you can do. We were 16 and 13 the year before. It's kind of a crazy situation. I said, the only way I'm going to do it is if we win the national championship. The only way I can keep going. So we did that, which was crazy. I don't know, as you know, in coaching, winning a championship is close to impossible. Everything has to align just right. Last year, we had won 11 in a row. We were one of the best teams in the country. 2 guys break their hands, wrists, and we are done for the year. Guy hits a 3/4 court shot to win it. I'm thinking we're on our way back to greatness. And anyway, so we won the national championship. The next year I was able to take over. And some of the stuff that I'll go through in the beginning here, I wanted to talk about because I'm really big into leadership, and you as coaches are leaders. I'm actually teaching a class at Western about leadership and about this. But visualization, as I'll get that into a minute, I was like, man, if we could just go undefeated. If we could just, and that's crazy to think, especially in Division II, everyone's outstanding. We had gone 24-0 and gone back to the Final Four. I'm a huge North Carolina guy. In the beginning of the year, we got to play Duke as one of my first games as a head coach. So many dreams realized. And I want you to know one thing, as I try not to, I don't like talking about myself, but I kind of want to give you the basis of where I'm at. I was somebody that was a nobody, still am a nobody, but was given an opportunity, and then was a young know-it-all kid that thought he knew everything and didn't know everything. And every time my head coach would suggest, hey, you need to go to that leadership conference, I'd be like, Coach, I'm good. I think I've got it. So I'm pretty impressed that you're all here, because when I was in my 20s, I didn't need to come to a clinic. I knew everything. And so I learned a lot from him. And in that season, that first year, man, it hit me. Being in the front chair is different than being number 2. There's a lot of stuff there. So then we had 9, 10 years of top 20 basketball. Every year we were picked to win the GNAC. It got so frustrating I would pick a 6th or 7th because I wanted to take the target off our back. So we had great success. Then COVID hit. We had some couple of interesting years, which were great years for me. The transfer portal kicked in. I had a player that I was super tight with, and hopefully I'm not offending anybody. I'm a faithful guy, you know, Christian guy, and so I had a kid from Winning Christian, and he was a phenomenal player. Probably one of the best players we'd ever had in our program. He was a kid that was 6 feet tall, blew his knee, couldn't play his junior year, blew his other knee, couldn't play his senior year, grew 9 inches. It was a 6'9" beast that no one wanted. We brought him in as a walk-on. He ended up playing in the NBA, but he transferred his junior year from me, which hit me hard because it was right before COVID, things had hit. So we're coming out of COVID. There's like 2 or 3 interesting years. And I really dove into leadership because it was, why am I coaching? Why are we doing what we did? And in the beginning of that, Coach Jackson had a really good friend on our campus, Ralph Vernacchia, who was a sports psychologist for the USA track and field team. And we had come up with, there's so many things, like in our leadership class, I go through a list of like 52 to 60 great traits of all the leaders that I'm evaluating. You know, listen to some of the coaches here, I'm always learning now where I wasn't that way in the past. And through those I guess you'd call them down years, I really started to grow as a coach, and I really started to grow as a leader. And even as early as a year ago or 2 years ago, I had 9 players get in the transfer portal, which is now a new thing if you're following NCAA. And that is nutty. So we went from this stability program, 31 years, NCAA tournament, champion, national champion, 3 Final Fours. I mean, I can give you the resume. It sounds really cool when you say it all loud. The reality of it is we had a basis of really having a good foundation, and all of a sudden it's all turned upside down by loyalty issues with kids. And, you know, as you know, the kids are different. I don't know what it's like up here, but I know down in Bellingham or in the States, these kids are so driven by ego, self, me mentality. And I just think it's leadership from us that can get them out of that. And so I'm really big into that. And so I gave you this sheet. It's not super fancy. I get that. I kind of whipped it together. I'm not a design person, so hopefully this helps. I just wanted to give you some things. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about leadership briefly and our mental game, because that's really important to our team. Everyone has good talent, especially now. Everyone can recruit. I don't know if you're looking at each other next to you. I don't know if you can recruit up here. But even the high schools down in Washington are recruiting. California's been recruiting for 30 years. I mean, everyone's recruiting. So everyone's got a good team. So what's going to set you apart from being a good team? It's mental toughness. It's leadership. It's the why, our purpose. Why are we playing? Because then when I tap into that with our guys, then they trust me. So when I get on the court, and I don't do a lot of cussing at them or whatever, but I do get into them, I'm extremely competitive. But they'll want to be coached by you because you show that you care. And you being at this clinic, I'm sure you're the coaches that are in that mode. But there's a lot of coaches that aren't coaching for the right reason. And I don't, I'm not calling out anybody. I just say that I started as a young guy because I wanted to be Division I, make $1 million, be on TV, all that fun stuff. And then it really evolved and changed for me. And that was from a guy who had a heart condition, was told he couldn't play college basketball, almost died, was given 24 hours to live, was mad at the world. I thought I, had figured that out. I'd kind of gotten through that, and I still thought I knew everything. And I still don't. But what's fun is going through the journey of coaching and leadership. And I know it's funny, my kids will make fun of me, the kids in the class, and this year's team is really making fun of me because I think intentionality, and I didn't write that down, I should have. Being intentional as a leader, as a coach, as a player is extremely important, I think, in life. Because you're giving an opportunity to mold the lives of kids that really look at sporting figures. When an actor and a NBA player are hanging out, who's got higher status? It's usually the sports figure, 9 out of 10 times. So you have an opportunity because kids really respect sports. They really respect coaches. And now it's up to you, what are you going to do with it, right? And so that's kind of for me, I talk with our coaches, I really talk with our team, and I say you need to be intentional because we talk a big game. We all want to win championships. And something I learned at a clinic 2 months ago, not a clinic, at a leadership conference, was what is your reason? Why are you coaching? Well, I want to win the championship, or I want to help these kids experience. It's not about that. What it's about is you're trying to develop champions so you can compete to win a championship. And I thought that was a brilliant statement. It's actually something I'm really hanging my hat on these days. I'm talking to my kids about that. I'm trying to help the kids that I have in my program develop as men, because I coach men, develop as men so they can be leaders in their community, in their families. I mean, leadership is so important. And so I dive into that heavily. So what we do is we start with that. You form your team. And this is a group dynamic that you got to understand when you go through your team because it affects how you coach and the X's and O's, I believe. Okay? So there's the phrase that everyone will remember from our class, maybe the only phrase, is you form, you storm, you norm, and then you perform. And so you have those group dynamics that happens. And the sign of a good coach can know when you're in the storming stage and you've got to jump out of that somehow. So, and that changes on a constant basis. So we form our team. We're all excited. You've picked your team. I've recruited my team. We've gotten to that point. That's the easy part. You hopefully pick kids with character, hard work, all those good qualities. But then you have storming, as we're going to find, because we're playing next week in Simon Fraser's tournament. It's an NCAA tournament. We're playing all the national teams. We're playing super early. Right now, everyone loves each other, but I'm going to start picking who's playing, who's not, and then we're going to either win or lose, and all of a sudden adversity is going to hit, and you're going to be in that storming stage. And you've got to get out of that storming stage, because the X's and O's are really important, but if the mental's not there, you're not going to win no matter what. And I've proven that. I think I had one of the most talented Division II teams in the country. I can't go through every little year, but I will tell you that everyone has said that this particular year our team was crazy good. And I would say that 8 of those guys on that team all played professional basketball at a very high level, 2 of them NBA looks. And we didn't win the national championship, and we didn't win the league tournament. We had a great season, but we didn't finish the way we wanted to because the mental, because of the me, because of the selfishness. So as you're in that storming stage, you've got to learn, how do I get us out of that stage? Because once we get out of that stage, we can start to norm. And now we can do the drills that we'll do in a few minutes, and they'll do them with enthusiasm and excitement and passion. But you know how it is. If I don't get out of the storming stage, okay, coach, do this, and I'll get mad at him. I'll have to kick him out of practice, all that garbage, which I don't do a lot, because to me, it's like, you're out. I don't have to have some incident with you. But you need to get out of that storming stage so that you can start norming, start and get normalized, and then you start performing. And the simplest example, that's a basketball term. I used it like with my wife. So we found my wife. It's all great. We're happy. Now we're married, and all of a sudden we got all these little issues, small things you didn't realize. You're storming. You're going crazy. Okay, now we found our roles for each other. Now we're starting to norm. Then we start to perform, and everything's going great. You've got this great marriage, and then you get a kid, and now everything changes. Or then you have a loose loss of a job or whatever. And so the same with your team. So last year, we started out hot. We're going to basketball now. I'm jumping around. So we're 5-1. We're having a great season. My point guard twists his ankle. He's a phenomenal point guard. Went to Weber State, got 90 grand. Life's good. But before that, we were 5-1. He sprained his ankle. We were losing some games. We started 0-5 in league. I've never started 0-5 in league. It was a very low point. I had to get myself back in the mental game, which we'll go through in just a second. Okay? So anyway, when he came back, we started to figure that out. We started to get out of the storming. We started performing, and we won 11 in a row, which in the NCAA is really hard to do. Okay? And so you've got to, as a coach, kind of find out where your group dynamics are so that you can start performing, so we can start doing the stuff on the court. Okay? So that's just some things. The other, so what we used was a model. So the sports psychologist that I mentioned, we came up with 5 instead of 52 things. That was the mental game, and I gave that to you on the sheet. Let's see where it is. And to me, I can always reference this with our kids. My kids, all old adults now, they're not old adults, but they're 27, 24, and 21. And they get sick of a couple of these. The anticipate and prepare for adversity. They don't want to hear it from me. That's all right. So at least they have the foundation. So we came down with setting goals. So just like we will do when we talk about the fast break and we talk about our offense, you're going to have goals for that. You should write those goals down. Every week our team does our weekly goals as a team, and they have to write them out. They have to write their personal goals, their individual, team, and then overall goal. And they have to say it out loud to the team to hold them accountable. One kid said, I want to make my bed every day, and the team started making fun of him. The percentages of a successful person that makes their bed is like 80%. If you're making your bed in the morning, that means you care about little details. So I had to stop our team, shut them up, and say, well, actually, that's a really good goal because it's showing your discipline for the rest of your day. Again, this started just happening in my 40s and 50s, so I'm learning every day all this stuff. But you need to set goals for whatever it is. Whatever your goals are, you need to have daily, weekly, yearly goals. We all want to win the championship. Great. How are you going to do it? Have you broken it down? Have you talked about what's the most important thing that you want to do in your program? People think that it's offense for us because we've scored a lot of points. I would like to think we've had a darn good defense, but that's why I'm here speaking offense, because Paul said, well, you know, we want your offensive stuff. All right. But we're setting goals. And that is an extremely important thing. So I'm not going to keep hammering on it. You guys get it. Write it down. If you don't write it down, you won't do it. That's another trick of the trade. Create a positive team atmosphere. These all seem really simple, but when you break it down with your team and something goes to crap, then I can say, look, you're not creating a positive team atmosphere. How are we supposed to run a drill? And I'll do some drills, and then some kid will screw it up, and then our team will start getting pissed, and they'll start getting on the kid, and all of a sudden the drill's crap because our positive team atmosphere is crap. So even though as a youngster I did, and even it's coming back, but I'm trying to control it, and then with my faith, that's great, but I do swear, and I need to stop swearing. But we don't swear in our program. Not at the practice and not at games. One, you're going to get a technical, because even if you're directing it towards somebody else, the rep thinks it's at them, boom, T. That could lose a game. Lack of discipline, all that. Does it happen? Sure. Do I break that rule? Yeah, last week. I might have had 14 F-bombs in one little speech, but I prayed. I'm good. No. No, but if it's every once in a while, it doesn't erode culture. If it's every day, everything about every little thing, honestly, it's not about the moralness of swearing. It's just the lack of discipline you're showing. And so that's one way. The other thing is we try to compliment each other. So if a guy hits a shot, nice shot, good job, dude. I tell my point guards, you got to make the big guys love you. So even when they screw up, say, it's my bad, because those big guys are crazy. We're the big guys. Whoops, sorry. But as a point guard, you got to make your big guys love you. But you want to have a positive team atmosphere. So that's extremely important, whatever that is, whatever that means to you. For me, a little OCD, when I walk in our team room and there's crap all over the floor, they haven't vacuumed, it smells whatever, they've got paper everywhere, our atmosphere sucks. We can't concentrate on winning games or doing the fast break if we're not having a good atmosphere, okay? And then we went to positive self-talk. I don't know how many kids you have that say they suck, or every time they miss, they get down on themselves. Well, what they're doing is they've distracted themselves for the next 2 or 3 plays. So we can't do what we want. We can't execute on the floor because their mental is not there, because they're talking themselves down. And most people do, even coaches. I did it last year. We were 0-5. God, I thought I was a great coach. I guess I suck. I thought I was having a heart attack. This is not a lie. And I told my wife, maybe I'll take the lead for the rest of the year. And she said, who the hell am I talking to? Like, what do you mean? Pull your pants up and coach these guys and quit being a little bitch. Sorry. All right. Do I need to come pick you up? I was in Seattle. No, I got it. We won 11 in a row after that. So having a positive self-talk and positive atmosphere, setting goals, and then create a highlight film in your mind. I think I went through that with you. I honestly, literally, the reason I believe in this highly for your athletes, if you have the ability to film a 2-minute highlight film of the individual kids or your team and put it to music that they like, that's positive. They will visualize themselves doing it, and they'll imitate it, and they'll do it. I literally, when I got the job, thought I would be so great to go undefeated. I even, as a 40-year-old guy, was even going through the schedule. Oh, man, 10-0. Oh, man, 12-0. And we literally did it that year. And I'm trying to mimic that. It's not working, but I'm going to try. This year, let's see how that goes. But creating a highlight film in your mind is extremely important. And then the last thing, anticipate and prepare for adversity. Adversity is going to hit no matter how good a coach you are, no matter what is going to happen. You're either going to lose a game, someone's going to get hurt, something's going to happen, the refs are terrible, you're having the worst night of your night, whatever. You need to anticipate it and be prepared. So I give the example to my kids in the class, and hopefully I don't get one on the way back, but you got a flat tire, and you don't have a spare in your car. That day is going to be a long, miserable day. You have a flat tire and you have a spare in your car and you have AAA, it's going to be a 2-hour inconvenience and away you go, right? If you're anticipating and preparing the refs to be terrible, to go to Central Washington University and have them pump heat into your locker room on purpose, to go up to Simon Fraser and go through 8 million corridors and 10 million locker rooms, to be in a little tiny space with the girls' teams next to you and they're waiting for you to say something, just laugh. Just anticipate it. Be prepared so that mentally I can go in the game and have a plan. Now, might not be what you came for, but that's kind of what we've done. I really think that the mental game is extremely important. That's why I wanted to mention that. And I wanted to just emphasize to you, because I'm guessing most are high school coaches, yeah, that these kids really admire you more than anybody they know except their moms and dads. You are such an important figure. So if you take coaching seriously, if you think about how you can enrich and help them in their lives, that's the key. That's why you should be coaching. That's my opinion. That's why you're coaching, is that's your purpose. The wins and losses will come. You can be a terrible coach and win the championship out of the blue. It just could happen. I didn't even coach them. You know, I would say there's many years when I was the assistant that we were winning games. I was like, how is this happening? Things will just happen. It's gonna be, but if you're intentional and you really take leadership seriously, you'll affect so many lives and so many people around you. It's just a tremendous opportunity. All right, so the basketball, okay? And it's, to me, I always think everything is simple. Sometimes I oversimplify it because sports are not tricky. If you really think about it, it's just how our minds do it and how we function. So we do the fast break, or not the fast break. We score a lot of points. So I'd say most years we're between 85 and 93 or 4 a game. We're usually in the top 20 in the country in scoring, which is why everyone says, boy, if you could coach defense, you'd win a lot. I think we coach defense, but you know, we got to work at that. And so I got to take that as a deal. But we are very good at offense. We do think it's very important. I think both of them are extremely important, but I'm talking on that topic so I don't, you know, I want to minimize defense whatsoever because we have a Moneyball theory about defense I think works really well. But if it's streamed and Barnaby's was here this morning, I don't need him to try to steal our theme here and beat us. So we're just going to skip our defensive philosophy. But the fast break. So fellas, we got some guys out here. Give me 5 guys. Everything that we do, and I think Coach might have mentioned it before, all the coaches, the new word is pace. Everything we do is with pace. So it can't be, so I can't tell you how many times we're recruiting. So what's the style you like playing? I like to go. I like to get out and go. Okay, cool. And then we get in practice and they don't know what that means because it's not just getting out and going. Do you have a sphere? Do you have a ball? That would help us. So one, just like, you know, you got to position people in the right way. So who is a 4? Who's a power forward that's skilled with the ball, who makes good decisions, and they're going to take the ball out of bounds, and you trust them? That's what I figured. Take the ball and get out of bounds. Okay. Who's our 5 that all he thinks about is dunk, hit, rebound? That's you. So wait, so you're going to be sprinting the lane. Who's our point guard that's going to lead the show? You're going to be here. And then who's our 2 and our 3? You're the 2 go right and the 3 go left. So it's a numbered fast break. I'm sure you know that. The reason I even brought that up today is I didn't teach that in the beginning of this year. And literally, we scrimmaged Trinity Western, very good. And a couple of 2 or 3 times in the game, we had guys going down the same side of the lane. It's like, that's not what we practiced. So I've reminded myself, I forgot to tell them, 2s go right, 3s go left. Oh, okay, now we've had a little bit better scenario. And we want to have good pace, but we also need really good spacing because the coach before me is a very good defensive coach, right? And so we need to counter that with spacing. It's hard to be a good defensive team when you have really good spacing and everyone's playing really smart and tough. So come on back down here and let's get in the paint. So there's several different secondary breaks. You can do a break that is the entire, do we have shot clock up here in high school?
Yeah,
30 seconds. So some will run the old Carolina fast break, and let's say we went this way. So you're down here on the block, point guard, take the ball up top, 4 trail, and get the 2 and the 3 on the right side. You're at ball side. So the Carolina fast break, and I bring that up because I'm a huge, are you the 4? So I bring that up because I'm a huge Carolina guy. I used to work their camp for 25 years. They're amazing. Duke sucks. All right. So what Carolina would do is they'd rim run their 5 down ball side as you took down the side, forward trail, you'd go deep corner, right? And then on ball reversal, you'd reverse it, you'd follow the ball, and you'd throw it over here. You as a wing would come and set a back screen for the 4. You'd go do the dunk shot if you can. You'd pop out, reverse it, screen across, and then you pop high to the elbow, okay? So we'll do that again. The only reason so that is a long, I don't know if you've seen that before. It's all Carolina. I don't know if Hubert does it, Hubert Davis at Carolina, but that will run your whole shot clock down if you do it right. That can be your whole offense. That's fast break, that's rim running, which we'll talk about in just a second. That's throwing the ball ahead, which is really important. That's seeking the ball, so go ahead and reverse it. Just walk through it, Seek, throw it, back screen. So you have a back screen, you have a reversal, you have a screen across, which is like 3 out, 2 in motion, and then we have a high-low look. All within 1, and they'll do that over and over and over again, okay? And that's the Carolina fast break, and that's a continuity, so that's something you can run all the time, right? And so in that, it seems really simple, but we gotta go fast, right? And I'm gonna give you drills. But we're gonna run the Carolina break, and you're gonna go that way, okay? Someone's gonna make it, you're gonna rim run. Now what's important is, come on over here, and you're gonna sprint to your side. So this is what we'll do as a team, and I'll say, take it out of bounds, ready, go. Okay, take it out of bounds, ready, go. Stop, come back. So what'd you notice? I noticed none of you are looking, so I can't throw you the ball because you're not paying attention. You're not running hard. You guys said you wanted a fast break, but we're not going fast. I already told him I was going to make fun of him or get after him, so I'm not being serious here, but this is what I tell my team, okay? So you said you wanted to go, then you need to go. But when you run hard down the lane, you need to also get ready because we need to get a pass ahead. We need a smart guy taking the ball out of the basket, so these are fundamentals, so go ahead. Take the ball out of the basket. And sure enough, one of my guys, pretend to make it. Okay, take it out and go right there. Stop. How are we supposed to fast break if he's going that way and you go here and you hit the basket? You got to clear the basket. So the smart kid is coming in and you got to know who to throw the ball to. So we have smartness. So we're positioning him in the right spot. You've got to go, and then you've got to rim run. You said you wanted to rim run, so we got to explode and go fast. Okay? So it's just a little detail, but yet we said we wanted to run. Running is not just going and throwing and playing rat ball. It's very specific. So get back down in the paint. Let's make the basket and let's do it fast. I know, so confusing. Bring it back. Bring it back quickly. So one of the things, what's the most important thing in a fast break? Well, one, we got to get it inbounded or it's a turnover. And it's got to be to a point guard or a guard that knows what he's doing with the ball. Then we can go on the break, right? We've got to throw the ball ahead. So we had a little point guard who's now making 90 at Weber, whatever he's making, 85, 90, whatever it is. And I couldn't get him to throw the ball ahead at the beginning of the year. Could not get him to throw the ball ahead. Throw the ball ahead. Coach, I got it. I'm so good with the ball. Okay, throw the ball ahead. When he finally threw the ball ahead, we started winning like crazy because all of our athletes and our skilled players could catch the ball in space, and all that transition defense couldn't defend us because we were throwing the ball ahead. Instead of over-dribbling with our head down, blah, 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 pound the ball, it drives us crazy. So let's do it again. You're going to throw it ahead, but then you're going to give it back to him. Does that make sense? Okay, so come on in here. Let's get in the paint. Let's get in the paint. Okay, ready, go. Quick, 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 quick. Stop, stop, stop. So come on back. That was excellent. if our 5-man was running hard, and then I call it a pit seal now, if you pit seal, meaning you're going hard, and then you're spin sealing. So do you have that fundamental? So let's say you're attacking him. Yep, perfect. If you're down there and you're yelling and screaming for the ball with a big target above the block, the defense will have to honor that. You're huge, dude. Look at these guys. You're like the biggest guy in the school. So we got to get you the ball. The defense is going to collapse. So everybody on the perimeter is going to be wide open. So you did your job so far. Ready, go. Push, push, push. Spin. Stop. Stop. What's your name? Billy, that's a really good job. Get to the corner. Nobody gets it. It's a camp thing. So throw it to Billy. He caught it and got in position and ripped it. And I had to get on our guys because in our scrimmage against Trinity, they thought, oh, we're cool guys. And they catch it and they got stripped because the other guys were playing harder because the perceived level. Trinity's damn good. So you did a really good job of ripping and looking. You're showing a target. Now you send it back up. Okay? Now you look for a second. Everything we do is 0.5. So my assistant used to coach in the G League and the NBA for a couple years, and so he's giving me all this terminology I never had before. I think it's funny. You mean move the ball quickly? He goes 0.5, coach. All right, 0.5. So he does a good job of 0.5 of looking and then quickly reversing. You're seeking. There. Okay, stop. So what's your name? So Billy 2 looks at the lob and then reverses it back. And now you're going to take a dribble. We want to shorten our passes. If you have long passes, it's a turnover. If you do a bounce pass on the perimeter, it's a turnover. It takes too much time. We're trying to go fast with pace. So we're taking a dribble at our receiver, and we're making a two-hand playing off two, as we would say. Another NBA new term, play off two, okay? Well, you're going to go quickly with a two-hand pass, and then you're going to seek it. You're going to drift, and you're going to pop. Okay, now stop. So you have spacing. So you're going to shake. So they use the word shake. They're just going to get to the open spot. We have X's on our floor on the perimeter. There's 5 X's, and we'll get to that in our half-court offense. Come on back. This is Carolina. We don't run Carolina. I'll show you what. I didn't want Barnaby to write every little thing we do. So we're doing Carolina. No, I'm just kidding. We'll do flow in just a second. Okay, ready, go. Take it quick. Go, go, go. Get out and get it back. Look, get it back. Seek, seek. Nice. Reverse. Give it to him. And finish. Stop. Okay, we're going to do it again. Go down there. Last one, and we'll move on to ours. Okay? A little different than how we first started. And the more we practice, the more pace we go. And the coolest thing about my team the last 2 years is they're so mentally in tune with us that they, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. The teams right after COVID, there was no yes, sir. It was like, you owe me. Ready, go! Let's go! Let's go! Billy, you're not looking! Stop! So you're part of this, right? At camp, we have 250 kids, so I can't remember every kid's name, so I call them Billy. So sorry. You've got to be down here ready to catch. Let's say you throw it into the post. Let's say you do look at him. Stop. First of all, look where you're at. If you're below the block and you do a spin move, oh, crap, I better be really talented. You got to be above the block, and you got to be able to hook, okay, and then drop that step, boom, and then you're going to shoulders parallel, and you're going to go up. So that's a miss. It's 5-on-0. We got to make every shot when we're by ourselves. Okay, do it again. I told you I was going to make fun of you. You said it was okay. Go! Don't give it to him. Reverse it. Reverse it. Give it to him. Stop. No, 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 no. To the big. To the big. Billy number 3. Give it to the big. Because then they have that. Go ahead. And I'm giving you Carolina stuff. But on that back screen, you have the cutter, which when we do half court here in a few minutes, we talk about cutting a lot. Okay, go. See the ball. See the ball. See the ball, big. See the ball, big. Nice. Reverse. Reverse, attack, you're below the block, nice stop. So that's really good, and when you caught it here, you had him cutting to the hoop, the defense will collapse, you can kick it out. Okay? Now that's a continuity that you can run over and over again. We don't do it, so I'm not going to keep going on Carolina break. But what I wanted to talk about was pace, 0.5, shortening our passes, because our guys in college think, I'm so strong and I'm so good, I can just do one of these and I can do, you know, a long pass. We want to have really short passes. We want to secure, because just like in football, turnovers are really hard. It helps the other team score more points. So we want to eliminate the turnovers. You eliminate turnovers with shorter, smarter passes. Longer, lazy passes are turnovers. And my little point guard is making a lot of money, and I hope he's doing shorter passes because he thought he was really good at the long one-handers, and they'd always steal those. Okay? Now we're going to do what we do. We call it flow. Okay? It's Colorado motion. Everyone kind of does it now, but it's been very effective, and no matter who scouts it, we've been able to score. So I will do it. I'm sure you've seen it, so it's nothing new. So now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to rim run. So let's do it right here first. 4, where's the 1? 4 trails, 2 and the 3 on the wings. Get on the wing. You rim run, didn't get it. Now you're going to veer out. Okay? You're going to hit. You're going to get out. And the 4 that's trailing is going to go on ball screen. So you have an empty screen. I'm going to go through it real quick. So you're up top now ready to catch and shoot. You're in the middle of the sandwich and you're in the corner. So now we have an isolated ball screen. Okay? So I tell our guys, we are trying to drag, and if you've watched, and you haven't, our last 3 scrimmages, sometimes we look phenomenal, sometimes we don't, because we're not getting below or at the free throw line. If we don't get below or at the free throw line, our spacing is terrible. And spacing is everything when you have such good coaches like the last coach who's working on defense so much. So you need to come in and you need to wait for this guy, and you just set an angle screen and be big and strong. Can you do that? Okay, this is small and puny. This is big and strong. Okay, do it again. So on the pass, the little details, and we do hammer it, and I'll show you in a second with some drills. You catch and rip. So we have a guy that's really athletic. If he catches and looks and we've got a 5-out offense here, there's no help side, then you're driving. And you're dipping your shoulder and you're going in a straight line so they can't knock you off your line. If you get knocked off your line, officials don't give you the call. If you go straight, they give it to you. Okay, so now you wait. Our guys are impatient. They will not wait. So go ahead. Wait and then go. Stop. So if your defender is in drop coverage and staying here, right, then you're going to pop. Okay, if I'm up here hedging, you're going to go. Okay? And again, hopefully we get to it in the half court, we can talk about the 2 to 3 different, pick and roll, go do the pick and roll, stop. If we're going to hit and go, it's a new thing in D1 they're calling it. You go, or NBA, boom, hit and go. So it's not even a spin seal. You're just hitting and going and then turning for the dunk. Right? If I'm behind you and you're holding, so you're holding the screen, now you're guarding him. Now you're guarding him and come off the screen. And I'm holding, and then I'm holding him off, and I'm diving and going that way. Okay? So our guys will say to me, Coach, when do I pop and where do I go? Look at the basket. If you see your man, hold. If you don't see your guy, go. Okay? So you have the roll and you have the hit. So now you are ready to catch and shoot. If you're a shooter, if you're not, that's great. So go do it, get wide, hit, seal, stop. Your first look, 0.5, is my man here sealing. There's nobody to help him. If you look, because if his guy is helping, perfect. So let's say his guy's helping, you go right into this, you're going to go back door, you're going to pop up, and they call it the zoom action, kind of. The 4-man wasn't here for the zoom, but it's a 3-man action, as Coach had mentioned earlier, where they're calling this zoom action, where you either jam it or go back door. We went back door. Where are you at? What were you doing? You're up there ready. You went back door, you didn't get the ball, you go to the corner. And now it's another continuity. It's the same thing we can do over and over again. So we're just doing this again. Boom. Roll, hit, look, go. Nope. You're dribbling at him, you're cutting back door and getting a handoff. Okay? So I'm talking quickly as if we've done it for a long time. Is this really easy? Are you guys seeing what we're doing? Can you guys figure it out? Okay, we call it flow. Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, all that garbage. I'm not a Steph, but it's really good. Okay, so let's do it again, and let's go that direction and go flow. So big guys are either ball screening and diving or popping out back up for the catch and a quick reversal. Okay, go ahead. Yep, go. Float. Float. Quick, quick, quick. Give it to him. Nice. Stop, stop, stop. Don't worry about it. Billy, catch the ball. Big man, get out. 4-man trail. So do it again. Down here, you're going to go this way. So once you inbound the ball, you chase down that guy. You're the ball screener. So the inbounder is the ball screener. Okay, go. Stop. I know, once we, oh man, you all right? That line's thick over there. You got to be careful. Okay, are you good? Do you need a sub? The key is this guy ready, because if this guy's a shooter, it's deadly. Okay, if not, you're quick on reversal. This time you go screen for him. Call it jam. And now, and then you're going to then pop after you screen, you slip. And now we're going to hand off, boom, and you're going to go and you're going to look and you're going to hold your guy behind you and you're up here ready to catch and shoot. So what I tell our bigs, if you're shooters, get excited because you might be able to get a quick shot. Right? Okay, do it again. Let's go flow. Keep the dribbles. Keep it. 2 dribbles. And now go. Good. It's the new rules up here. Good. Stop! Why did you throw it to him? Because he was open. Okay? When you have an empty, it's open 75 to 80% of the time. That's a really good look. There's no help side, so that's a great look. For the sake of us learning the pattern, let's reverse it. But that was a nice pass. Okay, all right, here we go. Hold on. Yeah, remember we want shorter passes? So you're listening to what I'm telling you. You can't just turn and huck it because they're going to be, the last coach just did really good defense. So you've got to keep it, you might have to just push him out. So we call it flow push if he can't make the pass with the pass. And then we'll talk about reversing it in our floppy action, which is, again, all NBA stuff. All right, go ahead. Quick, quick, quick. That's 3 dribbles. Stop. Okay, pop up. Nice, turn. Okay, good. And what I would say to our guys is, we're not going hard enough. You dribbled it 3 or 4 times. I just said 2. You guys were just kind of, well, let's go harder. Ready, go. Float. Wasn't looking. Might need to get another point guard. Boom. Nice. Good. Nice action. Good. This is excellent. Hit it. Somebody hit a shot. Okay, bring it back. Let's go. Bring it back. Float. No. Take it out. Stop. Okay, now you can't make the pass ahead. So we like to give them options. They can dribble the guy out of there. They can pass it. Now you reverse it to Billy here. Now we call it floppy. Okay, now you go right over here and do a ball handoff. You pop up high. Okay, you were supposed to be, were you the wing? So he's going to clear you out. Okay, so we call it floppy when we reverse the ball with a pass. Okay, let's do that. Let's go down here and go fast that way. Okay, go. Get out, get out, get out. Nice. Pass. Okay, stop. And I know, don't worry about it. You shouldn't know this. We just started. You're just popping straight up. So rim run. As soon as the 5 sees that we reversed it with a pass, then he goes to the opposite side so we can run that pattern. Does that make sense? Last one. Here we go. Okay, hold on. And you know what? And I want to get to other stuff, so we're not going to go. It's just reversing it to the 4, who then does a ball screen on the other side. Does that make sense? So what we try to give our guys is all kinds of options. Well, what if they take the pass away? You keep yelling, pass it ahead. If they can't, because the other thing we'll do, take it out of bounds. This is highly effective. I was told not to do this because we're giving away all of our secrets, but here we go. You inbound it and you go. Go. Inbound it and go. Run. Now stop. Get to half court. Early into flow. So early is just a high ball screen. You're going fast off his hip. Now you're going to throw it opposite, and then you're going to and go screen for him. Okay, so come on down, and we're going to do it one more time. You're just going to run, just run right off of his hip, and go to the opposite side. Into flow. Into 2-man on one side, 3 on the other. Ready, go. It's made. It's made. Here we go. Let's go. Early, 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 early. Go, 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 go. Ah. Okay. Stop. And so as he dribbles off, you then go rescreen. So you screen, rescreen. And then you pop high. Last one so we can see if we can get it right. Is this getting boring? I'm feeling like it's practice and everyone's like, what are we doing? Boom, hit, rescreen, pop up. Nice. Hold on, hold on. And you would go opposite. When you dribble and you throw it here, you would cut through looking for the ball and go opposite. Okay? So that's easy, yeah? So that's Floppy and Carolina, but the intensity, the 0.5 mentality, we call it corner patience. We tell them to get in the corner and wait for just a second, 0.5, and then we'll react. Okay? Does that make sense? But we do it, and hopefully you've seen, I've tried to do it like practice where I'm on these guys to go faster, because playing fast isn't just running a secondary break. We've got to go fast. And we give them all options. Pass ahead, push, the reversal with the pass, so that no matter how the defense guards you, you have a counter to that. Does that make sense? Okay, so any questions on those? No. So a couple of things we do, and you might want to know this drill, it's fun for shooting, but one way that's a good fast break drill, let's see the time, it's running down, but we're going to do Aggie shooting. So I need all you guys now jump in and give me 3 lines down here and 3 lines down there. So we do this every single day, and sometimes they love it, sometimes they don't. It's a shooting drill. We do it for time, so we put 4 minutes on the clock. The first 2 minutes, everything is a lay-in or outside the key shot. The last 2 minutes, we have a lay-in and a 3-point shot. We want to simulate one. This is a warm-up, so we do this. We'll do it today as a pre-practice drill. Okay. So we call it Aggie shooting because Texas A&M did this 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whenever it was. So we need basketballs. Can you give me 3 balls down there, 1 in each line, and 2 on the ends? So, okay, you've got it, you've got it. Put that ball over here. Billy, give him to the ball over here on the right side, and then down there on that side. Okay. We need somebody else, so you're in, jump in here. You're going to be the runner because you're going to throw it to the right side guy. No, wait a minute. Doesn't matter. We'll go left because he's open. Throw it to the left side. Down there, the middle guy, you don't have a ball. There's only 3 balls on one end, 2 on the other. Okay? So go ahead and just put that ball away. You're going to start running down the middle. You're going to hit him. And then you're going to go that way and you're going to get a pass from him to shoot it. You're going to go lay it in or dunk it. You're running down, you're going to get a shot. Okay, now stop. You're going to lay it in, and you're going to go down and shoot a mid-range shot. You're going to catch it and shoot a mid-range shot. Even closer, even closer. We're getting it as a warm-up. You're going to get the missed or the made lay-in. Go ahead, make it. Get it and stop. So we're going to throw it now to the right side. So you go, throw it to him, and then you go down that way. So it's continuous. We do it extremely fast. We do it so fast that guys screw it up. And that's why I get mad, because I'm like, we need to be disciplined. We need to know what we're doing. We want to get 300 points every day on this drill in 4 minutes. Okay? That means we've got to make all of our mid-ranges. Our mid-range, we want to have 150 points after the first 2 minutes. That's every made shot. The last 2 minutes, we always have the middle, and then we're shooting threes. So now we're shooting threes in game speed. Okay, so do you guys kind of get that drill? See if we can do it. Just for a second. So go ahead. Quickly. 3 balls on one end, 2 on the other. So you have 2, you're ready. You have a ball in the middle now. Okay, go. Find a side and go. No, 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 no. Don't throw it to him. You're going and you're dunking it. Go dunk it. Go lay it in. Go lay it in. Catch it and shoot it outside the paint. And then you're going fast, and then you're running down that way. Fast, fast. Okay, stop. Stop. Why would I be upset? You didn't do anything I said. I said go fast down the middle. I said shoot right outside the paint, mid-range. After 2 minutes, then we shoot threes. Are you guys listening to me? And then my team would say, yeah, coach. And we have to do this 3 or 4 times until we get it right. I'm actually not mad at you. This is just what we're talking about. So when we're doing a fast break drill, if you guys are good, I tell our team, you want a fast break, we get 300 points. You don't want a fast break, don't get 300 points, and we'll walk the ball up because we're not committed to it. So we'll do it one more time. Go down there and do it again. And I'm not really mad at you guys. Life is good. Okay, go. Stop. So stop. We can't fast break if we turn the ball over. Let's do it again. Okay, go. Two-handed pass. Dunk it, dunk it, dunk it. Inside, right there. Boom. Nice, and we'll count to points. They should get 6 every time. So they got 0. Here we go. Quickly. Quickly. Go, quickly. Outlet it. Get there. We got to hustle. Okay, stop. Everybody come on down. So you can kind of get where I would be at. We want to break. We got to run fast. The middle guy, we have so many missed lanes. That's when I lose my crap. And we say, and I'm going to do this drill until we figure it out. Because it's footwork, it's spacing, it's paying attention. I know it's been an hour or whatever, and so my voice is getting old, but we've got to shoot right here off the backboard. We should be getting at least 4 points every time when we're doing mid-range because they're the easiest shot in the game. Off the backboard, lands. The threes are what we'll do, okay? All right, come on down. Come on down, everybody come on down. Yeah. Yeah, so the first 2 minutes, they should be getting, and you guys get back down here, we're gonna do another drill, it's gonna be so fun. The first 2 minutes, we wanna get 150 points. So it's all twos, right? So they should never miss a lay-in. And then we got guys that think it's cool and they're gonna do crazy dunks and the ball goes everywhere. We can't do crazy dunks. I don't tell them not to because I want them to figure out how do we function as a team in a fast break with our spacing? Because if I'm dunking crazy and the ball goes where they can't outlet it, and then we lose our goal by 2 or 4 points. And we lost the game because we weren't paying attention because we were in the huddle and this happened. We're up at Anchorage. We're in the championship game. I told my guys, do not front. Keep them in front, force them away from, and then dribble this way. Our guys come in, they front, they throw it over the head, 4 dribbles, pull up, win the game, our season's over, and we were an 18th team in the country. All right, so paying attention to details. The other drills we do is 3-on-2, 2-on-1. I'm guessing everyone has a handle on that, but I watch the NBA and it's crap. Their fast break is just Euro to charges unless they're really good. So we're just gonna do a few minutes of that. So give me 3 guys here and 2 down there. We're just gonna do it for just 2 minutes. So we do this also every day, either 3-on-2 continuous or 3-on-2, 2-on-1. On the 3-on-2, we need to score 70% of the time. We have the advantage. On 2-on-1, it needs to be a 95% or 100. It's 2-on-1, okay? So you've gotten the ball and you've gone, and go ahead, get wide. What are we doing on defense? Who's guarding, who's helping? On the first pass, go chase it. You drop, stop. So the rule is, we don't throw a lob unless it's a lob dunk over dudes' heads, which is not very often, if the guy's below the free throw line, the other defender. So right there in the middle. If he's above the free throw line, you can throw it to my man, okay? We're not going to turn it over. The point guard needs to follow his pass to the elbow or higher, right there. And I always, with the little kids, I call it a magic trick. I do it with our team as well. It works unbelievable because I see a lot where they throw it and they just fade, they float, and now the defense can guard you because you're not in tight quarters. So you threw it ahead, you got it back, and now you can make that pass and get a bucket. So now we're going to go, the two defenders get the ball and bring it down 2-on-1. I see this happen a lot, so I'm just telling you how we do it. Go ahead, go. You're on defense. You're on defense. Stop. Get wide. It's only two guys. You guys are down there on defense. Only two. What our guys will do is, we got a dunker. I'm just going to throw the lob, just throwing it. And this defender is playing cat and mouse, and we turn the ball over. So you're taking the ball all the way to the hoop until he picks you up. If he never picks you up, you're finishing. If he picks you up, then you're passing. You're coming in wide. So go ahead, go in there. The beginning of the year, we were terrible at that, and now we've gotten so much better because our guys are making better decisions on the 2-on-1 break. Simple. I just wanted to mention that. I'm not going to hammer on that. So we do the 3-on-2, 2-on-1. We do a 4-on-0 outlet drill. I'm sure you've all done outlet drills where we're catching it. The rebounder needs to pivot to the outside, because if a rebounder pivots to the inside to make a pass, that's all the crap, that's where everyone is. So we want to pivot to the outside and get to the guard. Actually pivot this way, like that, because now I can go all the way through. If I pivot to the inside, we're in trouble. And then the outlet, we want short passes. And the thing I'm still fighting with my team about, if you come to our game against Simon, no bounce passes to the wing, it's a stolen pass. And they're still doing it. No bounce passes to the wing, it's a stolen pass. Straight two-handed pass. All right, so that's the fast break. Any questions? Pretty simple, pretty easy. Offensively in the half court, we want to go through that, or are we done? You want to go through the offense? Let's go open. So give me 5 guys, everybody else on the baseline. Okay? We call it open, it's just 5 out. We put everybody on X's. So we have an X over here. You got to get wide. We have an X right here. X, X, X. All right. We've always got to fill those spots, but there's different cuts. And we have hammered the cutting so much. Last year, that might have been one of the biggest reasons our success when we won 10 or 11 games in a row, is because our patience and our cutting was outstanding. So obviously, you're going to drive and kick. Let's just say you hit the wing. Let's say you reverse it, reverse it, reverse it, reverse it, reverse it to the corner. And let's say he drives. Okay, stop. So the cutting action would be, I call it the 45 because it's like on a, what do you call that thing in science or geometry? Whatever it is, it's a 45-degree cut. So I tell our guys, 45, go! Because you're cutting down the lane for a big dunk. And the defense has to see that, and you're shaking to the corner. So you start up a little higher, but then you shake to the corner. I think a lot of coaches do this, where we drive baseline, you have the corner pass, you have the cut. You can jump stop, play off 2, don't get a charge. You can go right back, and then everybody find an X. So you cut it, didn't get it. Let's say you went that way. And he took your spot. He reversed it. So now you got to get wide and find an X, unless the coach wants you to post up. And center it and get it out. But as soon as we do that, we have to find our X's. Now, you decide to drive middle from here. You got that reversal pass, and now you're driving middle. So now our cutters is the baseline guy cuts, and he shakes. Okay? Really simple stuff. But yet you always find kids not paying attention. We're all on our help side in defense. We're all doing shell drill. Heads are turned. People start ball watching. As soon as we come here, he goes back door. How many times you get that? That's perfect, but I'm going to hit my man in the corner. I like threes. Go ahead and shoot the 3, and that's amazing. Okay? The cutting is extremely important. And so we do pre-practice drills. Our station work, 20 minutes or 15 minutes of that is cutting. Okay? So a drill, the other thing that we do to try to create spacing and where we want the ball and getting ball reversals, we call this star drill. I'm sure you all do it. Give it here. And stop. So now you're going to start in the corner. You come over here. Hold on. We got 6 guys? 5 guys. 5. All right. So you're going to drive middle, throw it to him, fill him, and go where you passed it. Go where you passed it. Drive middle, throw it to him. Go where you passed it. Drive middle, hit the corner. Go where you passed it. Drive middle, hit the top, and shoot it. And so this is a pre-warm-up drill to create us moving and driving and getting the ball reversed, because the one thing that is happening right now, or in the last whatever years, and we want ball reversal. And the one thing we practice is just a habit, pre-practice. So they'll come to my station, I'll say, all right, star drill. So go ahead and run the star. Start in the corner, run the star. Nope, not you. Start in the corner. It's all right. Okay, go. Hold on. Nobody goes except my man that shoots it. He rebounds and we start over. The last one that we do, or the other one that we do in the drill, go back, whatever, give the ball in the corner, is we'll say drive, kick, swing. So kick, swing drill, guys. And they'll drive middle, kick it, swing it. Drive middle, kick it, swing it, and then shoot it. And that's just another drill that we get so we can practice quick ball reversal. Because, and I actually just did that, I don't know if it's anywhere on TikTok or all that stuff. I just got so tired of my guards that are now making a lot of money not reversing the ball, that I said, we're gonna do this in a drill. Start moving the ball, please. Okay, so that, we did that. Okay, thank you, come on down. I'm not gonna get through all the, I mean, you guys know that everyone runs a lot of different offenses. I think the really important thing is intentional, being intentional. So like, if I was to pass the ball to the wing, go ahead and throw me the ball and do an L cut. So come on up the lane, step here, and pop out. Pop out. And I throw you the ball. One, being intentional as a point guard is I'm gonna throw it to your outside hand. You're gonna catch and you're gonna rip. You're gonna be ready to go. The kids that catch you like this is straight-legged, people just take the ball from you. The big, strong SFU guys take the ball, boom, catch it, rip it, okay? And we want to do, so everything we do is being intentional. Start and go opposite where you're going to end up on setting or receiving screens. So if you're setting me a screen, let's say you're setting a screen, I'm going to set my man up, and then I'm going to go, so I went opposite where I'm going to end up. Being intentional, okay? All right, go ahead. So many things, there's so many offenses we go through. I just wanted to give you the intensity that we want to go through practice. The little fundamentals of 0.5 mentality, spacing. And then the big thing I wanted you to have a takeaway from me at least is just being intentional and being a leader, because you have so much, how many, he said there's 80 people. Let's say there's 80 people in here. Every team has 10 or more kids. There's over 100 kids that you're affecting. 100 lives that you're affecting. So getting better, which you're doing in here, is amazing. But taking it even a step more, getting to know those kids, what makes them tick. Because now, when I call them Billy, if they knew me, they'd be like, oh, that's fine. He doesn't know my name, it's all right. But if he doesn't know me, he's like, what a jerk, right? And so developing that relationship is important. So I don't know if we have any questions. I know I did really basic stuff. My assistant said don't run our stuff so that Barnaby can know everything. But, so I just wanted to give you some basics. But is there any questions that you would have? No? Really boring. All right. Well, I did my best. Hopefully you guys had a great season. We do have our team camp. It's an awesome team camp. We used to have over 100 teams, and a lot of them were Canadian. It's in June, so we'd love to have you down. If you want to come to games, Bellingham is not far from here. But I'm sure if you go to Simon Fraser's game, say hi. I just love coaching, love helping. If I can help anybody in any way, I'm available as well. But whatever you need, that's why I coach. So, all right, thanks.